First of all, let me say how proud I am that I'm a member of this union. Unions fight for a reasonable wage, a reasonable living wage in this country, and they also fight for benefits and for professional dignity for people. When you combine those three things together, the reasonable wages and the benefits and the professional dignity, that's what builds strong communities. That's what builds a middle class.
All of us participate. One of the things that I did when we were forming the committees is that I tried to get at least one person on a committee. We have a relatively small school, about 30 teachers or so. So I divided it up, and they've all participated, and they've all taken time and interest in making an impact, and they see that the things that they do in those committees are actually listened to and action is taken. We feel like we've gained an equal partnership in a lot of important decisions in our school.
I work, for example, as a unionist. A lot of the work I do is about safety in our schools, about empowering teachers, and that can only empower or rather make our public schools more healthy. Most of the work that I've done in my school in terms of union work has been trying to get more parents involved, and a lot of the work that parents do at our schools is because of the union's initiation and getting them involved, and that's absolutely gonna contribute to our public schools and making them more vibrant.
My union activism, just being there and being that listening ear has, I think, kept people doing the wonderful job that they already do. Just, meeting them, whether it's they need some advice on an evaluation or something's going on at home, just being there, and so that they get it off their chest and they go back and they do, the great work with the kids that they do. If you have happy teachers, you have happy kids. Happy kids learn, happy kids go on to do great things in the world. So I wanted to just have that small part in making sure teachers knew I was on their side so they could do what's best for our kids.
Well, one of the reasons I've become more involved was thanks to Governor Cuomo. Even though I've always been a strong supporter of unions, when he last year launched his, the State of the State launched his attack, I felt that it wasn't enough to just be a member of the union, that I had to do even more, because otherwise I felt that I was letting other people just do the fight for me. And I said, it's time for me to become more involved.
The public schools are strengthened by unions because there are a set of rules that have been established that have been collectively bargained. It allows educators to become advocates. In addition to protecting the rights of teachers, it helps also ensure that our students will be going to school in an environment where they're going to be supported as well.
If we really do believe that public school and the right to an education is important, which I do, and I think my colleagues do, then we need to make sure that we have professionals who are in the classroom who are also making sure the conditions are appropriate for our students. And we can't be prepared to make sure that those conditions are appropriate for our students if our conditions are not appropriate for us. And so we need to form a collective like the union to make sure that we're protected, to make sure that our students are getting what they need. Otherwise, again, the powers that be might not actually show concern for them.
The more resources we have in the school to support our kids, the more are also available to families outside of our schools who might want to use those resources as well. There's no reason to close a building at 3 o'clock if there's things in there that somebody in the community can use. We do a cooking class. Everybody goes home with a hot meal. So it's pretty good to see that, and it changes the whole dynamic between school and home. It makes a big difference. It's not the big bad school with all the complaints about my kid. It's someplace where I can actually go find some answers. So that's been very gratifying.